Hey, what's up? It's Privacy J here. Today, we're still talking about the DJI Osmo Nano. So, here's everything what to know about the DJI Osmo Nano. So, that looks like a similar to the Osmo Pocket 3 and 4. So, I did a test. I did a video test at the DJI store earlier, like in earlier this year that I did, and I did a official preview as well. So, let's go over to today's topics about the DJI Osmo Nano. So, I never been the kind of person who stays still for long. My calendar looks more like a puzzle than a plan. Airports, races, trails, test drives, repeat. Somewhere between boarding gates and finish lines. I try to squeeze in meetings, shoots, and the occasional night out. For years, I carried cameras that promised to keep up. They all said the same thing: lightweight, smart. Yet they always end up feeling like one more thing to hold. They're more of a reminder that I was documenting life instead of life living it. Then the DJI Osmo Nano arrived right before a flight to Hong Kong. I slipped it into my backpack without much thought. Somewhere between the terminals of Hong Kong, the beaches of Shenzhen, the streets of Zhengzhou, and the mountain roads of Bagou. This tiny camera became part of my everyday life, hanging from a lanyard or dock on a dashboard. It it was always it was always ready. It's strange how something so small can change the way you move through the world. I stopped worrying about framing the perfect shot and started focusing on feeling the moment. Made for humans on the move. Made for human. I said it already. At 52 grams, the DJI Osmo Nano is incredibly light yet feels substantial. Substantial. It's the kind of confidence that comes from precision engineering. The matte finish resists fingerprints and the occasional drop of sweat. Simply put, it's designed for motion. Then there's the protective case. If there were an award for most underrated accessory, this would win it. I accidentally dropped the Nano from a floor up brace for a heartbreak. But when I pick it up, both the body and the lens were flawless. With or without a case, it also looks elegant. It doesn't scream camera. You can clip it on your shirt or cap, and no one gives you a second look. You can film without disrupting the mood, which gives the footage a sense of authenticity that's hard to replicate. A full system in your pocket. The Osmo Nano alone is impressive, but pair it with a multifunctional vision dock and it becomes a complete ecosystem. I brought it everywhere in Shenzhen. It sat on the sand while I ran barefoot by the water. In Zhangzhou, it helped me capture temples, and tourist sites that looked almost cinematic. The dock acts like your all-in-one creative base, a power bank, tripod, remote control, and transfer hub built into one piece of aluminum. It charges the camera to 80% in just 20 minutes, record for up to 200 minutes, and transfers data up to 600 millibytes through its micro SD card slot. It even It even doubles as a display for previewing or reviewing clips, which is rare convenience in a setup this small. Together, the Nano and the dock feel like the definition of portable professionalism, a setup that fits in your pocket yet never feels like a compromise. It's everything you need minus the baggage. Hmm. The creative hub. What ties it all together is the DJI Mimo app. It's the command center that turns the Osmo Nano into an extension of your creative workflow. Footage syncs automatically through iWish it keeps the connection longer as the device kept disconnecting from the app time and time again. Through the app, you can trim, color, color grade, and export straight from your phone, whether at an airport lounge, a cafe, or even the back seat of a car. Editing feels effortless as long as you don't use the one tap edit feature. I don't know how to put it, but using AI to pick the best frames doesn't sit well with me after trying it and seeing its output. While the frames it picked were ideal, composition wise, it doesn't have the emotions needed when producing a video. Nevertheless, I particularly love how it adapts to work my flow. Syncing large files and previewing high resolution clips happens with minimal lag. For creators who thrive on momentum, that speeds is priceless. Racetracks and road trips. I've always beloved I always believe that the motion tells better stories than stillness. That the way a car turns a corner says as much as the driver's expression. When I teased cars at the BYD Zhengzhou all-terrain circuit, the Osmo Nano was mounted on the dual direction magnetic ball joint adapter mount. Through through rough corners and high-speed bursts, the video stayed unshaken thanks to Rocksteady 3.0 and horizon balancing. The footage looked like something out of commercial. The 143 degrees ultra wide lens captured more story. The only drawback was how the Nano tended to overheat during off-road and racetrack sessions, even after a firmware update. Even when we are, even when we're outdoor, I'm sorry, even when we're indoors at the BYD Dice Space Museum, a controlled air-conditioned environment, I had to limit recordings to 2.7K or 1080p instead of 4K to keep recording. Later, I brought it to Baguio City, driving through pine-covered streets with the Ford Territory Hybrid. The colors shifted with the light from deep morning blues to warm golds by afternoon, and the Nano handled it all gracefully. It balanced light and shadow without flattening the details. In moments where I could lose a shot quickly, I preferred setting color to auto rather than using D-Log. Though I'm a creative director by profession, I don't believe in using D-Log unless you can color grade perfectly. The most creators who insist on it miss the point. It takes away the beauty of capture things as they are. The Nano's color quality is good enough to make every frame look polished and accessible, never missing a step. Of course, no camera review feels complete until I've taken it to the trail. During BYG's OCR simulation at Bridgestone Obstacle Park, I used the magnetic headband and lanyard, swapping between them as I watched participants go through obstacles. I wanted to see how the Nano handled rain and movement, and it didn't just survive, it performed well thanks to the 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor. It captured athletes at dusk with super night mode, assisting in low light. The image quality was good, though not exceptional. Due to its fixed ultra wide field of view, versatility remains limited. It doesn't have a zoom lens, so I had to move closer to the at least to the frame their movements. Then came their 32 kilometers trail run to Sitio Malaysia in Rodriguez. Malaysia in Rodriguez. Rizal. The terrain was brutal as usual, and yet the Nano stayed locked in. Stayed locked in. I held it by hand without the dock, and the footage I captured became one of my favorites. It's rare for an action camera to feel emotional, but the Nano somehow made the footage feel alive. During the run, the audio also impressed me. The built-in microphones captured ambient sound and reduced wind effectively. For those with DJI mics, pairing is seamless and doesn't require receivers. Maybe next time I could record a Trail Talks podcast so we don't get bored running longer distance. At the end of Sitio, Malaysia, is a raging river where we stopped to eat and rest. When it drizzled mid-run, I kept recording without worrying. The Nano handled run and splashes without fogging or glitching. I don't feel anxious bringing it into the unpredictable courses of my life. Running back to the jump off point, I realized the DJI Osmo Nano isn't just a piece of technology. It's an adventure companion that understands the tempo of your life, unlocking its full potential. Like any performer, the Osmo Nano shines brighter with the right supporting cast. The ND filter set is a must for bright outdoor scenes, adding the polished cinematic tone. The magnetic headband is perfect for hands-free capturing during workouts or races. For flexible angles, the dual direction magnetic ball joint adapter mount is my second favorite. My personal favorite is the glass lens cover. Is the reason my lens still looks brand new after that dramatic drop. Out of the box, so the DJI Osmo Nano already comes prepared with the camera, magnetic lanyard, multifunctional, multifunctional vision dock, dual direction magnetic ball joint adapter mount protective case, magnetic hat clip, and the USB-C 3.1 cable. It's a complete kit that gives you shooting right away. And once you see how capable it is, you want to expand your setup anyway. Is the DJI Osmo Nano your gadget match? Well, the DJI Osmo Nano represents freedom. It's made for humans who live on the go, who don't have time for complex setups but still want cinematic results. I've always believed that the best camera is the one that never slows you down, and the Osmo Nano fits perfectly. For an athlete and storyteller like me, it's a super swipe. Even if you're not living your best life on the move, still on a swipe right. Especially considering how complete the package is for its price. PHP 15,990 for the 64 gigabytes model, and PHP 15,990, 18,390 for the 120 gigabyte model. Think of the stories you'll tell once you bring it on your next trip. This is why it earns the gadget match seal of approval. Of course, it's not flawless. If you expect the same performance, image quality, or versatility of the Osmo Action 5 Pro, Osmo Pocket 3, or even its competitor, the Insta360 Go, not to mention, you might need to temper your expectations. But as a new device, the Osmo Nano is promising. So promising that automotive journalist. I was within Zhangzhou, bought one on the spot after seeing mine in action. If that's not convincing enough, I don't know what it is, because right now, as most humans see it, the DJI Osmo Nano deserves a spot in your camera arsenal and perhaps a place in the story of your life on the move. All right. So, anyways, that concludes an update for everything to know about the DJI Osmo Nano. So, stay tuned for the next update on the DJI Osmo Nano. So, keep in mind. So, like and comment, subscribe, and let me know about it. So, we're going to subscribe to my 3 channels, Privacy DJ Productions 1, 2, and 3. And on my content, all of my social medias will let you know all about it. Facebook, my name is Jaden Garcia. Instagram is JTech727. Snapchat is Scoots0727. Follow me at PrivacyJNYC1. And follow me on TikTok's PrivacyJ Official. Same name on Instagram. So thanks for watching and peace out.